So, what the fuck was that?
A movie.
You have to put some big air quotes around movie in that one.
No, it was a movie.
Yes, technically. It had moving pictures and dialogue.
It was edited.
It was edited. I guess we're just going to get into this one. Welcome, everyone, to Streaming Screams. I am Glenn. I'm here with Jessica.
Hello.
And we are going to talk about some horror. Okay, so we are talking Death Rider in the House of Vampires, but we just watched this. Like, we finished it like 5 minutes ago, and I'm still reeling from how bad it was. Boy, oh boy, this one. What a dog shit movie.
I mean, you saw Verotika, so I don't know
I know
what you're expecting.
Okay, so I did see Verotika, and yes, it was an absolute stinker. We should totally do it sometime, even though it would involve watching it again. So after Verotika, my thought was, surely Glenn Danzig should have learned something after this. Like, surely he had to learn something about making a movie while doing Verotika.
Yeah.
You know, practice makes perfect, as they say. And in some strange ways, I do think that
it looks better.
There's some things in this movie that are better. Not enough, and it doesn't make up for how many things are worse. Surprisingly worse. Before we watched the Red Letter Media thing on this, I actually did have higher hopes for this movie. I wasn't expecting it to be great or anything, but like, you know, it's a vampire Western. Just right there. That concept is like custom tailor-made for somebody like me. I love Westerns. I love vampires. You know? Oh, God, we should have done a double feature with this and Sinners.
No.
I love the absolute disgust on your face when I said that. I know. Sinners is a far superior movie. Yeah, no, this was good concept. I was thinking that he would have had some practice, so some of his chops should be a little better. We saw that there were actually named actors and not just porn stars.
Yeah.
You know, and some of them legit names. Eli Roth is in this. Danny Trejo is in like 30 seconds of it.
Yeah. The guy who's the main vampire, did we ever look it up?
It's Julian Sands.
Because he's in a shit ton of stuff.
Yeah, so he's in stuff. As you pointed out, Devon Sawa is in stuff, although I honestly didn't really recognize his face.
Oh, Julian Sands is Warlock.
Oh, yeah. And he had the same hair.
Except
I think it was white or blonde in
Warlock, he's in a lot of other stuff, but he was in Warlock. Oh, that's sad, because now that it was mentioned that he died, now that I know who it is.
Yeah.
Do you know how he died?
I don't.
He was an avid hiker. Just went missing for a really long time.
Oh, shit.
And they eventually found him, but yeah. I don't think they ever determined exactly how he died, but it was while hiking.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah.
And what a downer note to bring into this, what is going to be ostensibly a hilarious, upbeat review of this absolute dog shit movie.
Yeah.
Because, oh my God.
Was this his last movie?
Oh, I hope not. That would be a travesty. Jessica is bringing the cheers with this one, folks. For those reasons, I had higher expectations and thought that this might actually be a fun one. But of course it isn't, because why would it be?
No, he's done a bunch of movies since this.
Oh, thank God. You want to get into it?
All right.
Let's get into it.
Go.
Death Rider in the House of Vampires, released in 2021, written by Glenn Danzig, directed by Glenn Danzig,
edited by Glenn
Danzig, score by Glenn Danzig, everything by Glenn Danzig.
Yeah.
Devon Sawa as Death Rider, a vampire who has come to Sanctuary for some reason.
Yep.
That is not really explained till the end. We've got Julian Sands as Count Holiday. He is the big bad of the movie, I guess.
Count.
He's the Count. He runs Sanctuary and is the bad guy.
It's like a bar, brothel, hotel for vampires?
Yeah, I mean, it's an inn. It's, you know, an inn for vampires.
Sure.
We've got Kim Director as Camilla Joe, the head mistress of the house, who really wants to bang Death Rider and is like weirdly possessive of him right from the start.
Yeah.
Ashley Wisdom as Mina Bell, the prostitute who also has the hots for Death Rider.
I think she just wants to bang any new guy that comes in, which is weird for a brothel.
Yeah.
But the humans are mostly, I don't know, man. This is...
I mean, were there humans in this?
Yeah.
Other than the people brought in?
That's the thing, is the ladies that the guys were getting with were all human.
Right.
So the whores are human, so that the guys can feed them, except for these two.
Except Mina Bell is a vampire.
Carmilla.
Yeah, Carmina.
None of this is really...
Camilla and Mina are both vampires.
Yeah.
None of this is well established. Notice we're figuring this out as we talk. Then we've got the man himself, Glenn Danzig, as Bad Bathory, who is a vampire that doesn't know who Death Rider is, I guess.
Yeah.
But maybe he does. I don't know. There's Victor...
Yeah, how many people are we listing? What is happening?
So I am listing all these characters because all of these names are ridiculous.
Okay.
Victor Dematia as Kid Vlad. Terrible fucking names. These are names that Danzig, I think, thought were, like, clever.
Yeah.
This isn't a comedic movie. There's no jokes.
No.
Nothing deliberately funny about it.
Yeah.
I think. Well, I don't know. Maybe there was. Maybe he tried a few times to get some laughs.
I don't think so.
There's Danny Trejo as Bella Latigo.
I think it's like Bela Lugosi, but Latin.
Right. That's all of these names. Count Holiday, right? It's Count Dracula mixed with Doc Holliday. Mina Bell, like Southern Belle mixed with Mina from Dracula. Bad Bathory, which is, again, just another sort of Western tropey name mixed with a vampire-ish name. Kid Vlad, you know?
Eli Roth isn't even listed in the top credits.
Which is funny because he's the only fun part of this movie. But yeah, and then Bella Latigo, it's like Bela Lugosi, but, you know, Danny Trejo is Latino, so Latigo, it's so bad. This whole naming scheme that he had is so bad.
Drac Cassidy.
Oh, there we go. And Eli Roth, easily the best part of this movie, as Drac Cassidy. There we go. Dracula mixed with Butch Cassidy. I guess Kid Vlad is supposed to be Dracula mixed with Sundance Kid.
Do you know who the Lightning Kid is?
No.
That's a wrestler he was in.
He was in the movie?
Yep. His real name's Sean Waltman. But
yeah. Fucking
that's the Lightning Kid.
X-Pac. Wait, X-Pac was in this movie?
Who
did he play?
It says bar patron.
So apparently X-Pac was in this movie.
It doesn't. Oh yeah. Yep.
I guess he's probably one of the people who drank a drink and then died.
Don't know.
Yeah, fucking bonkers. Anyway, so the movie opens up with Death Rider and Jesus Christ. The note that I wrote here is the movie opens with Death Rider and his big-tittied, shiny pants hostage.
I mean, yeah. And they're walking for a really long time.
Well, no, they're on horses.
Oh, right. He starts walking at one point.
He does start walking at one point. I'm not totally sure why. She also is like slumped over most of the time. She's not wearing a top for undisclosed reasons. Also, her pants are really shiny and are...
She's wearing satin, like short shorts.
They're like hot pants. The kind of thing that I don't think was invented until the 70s.
Well, yeah. As I said, Danzig said this is a period piece. It took place some time ago.
Well...
That's it. This is the main part that has, like, music.
There is more music than I thought, but it's also quiet. And a lot of it...
through half of the movie, it kind of stops. It was in the beginning, and then it just kind of stops.
Yes and no.
The whole end battle, there's no music.
Right. There is no music there. But there is a lot of the area where I don't think people notice that there's music is because
I know you're talking about Red Letter Media, but they did, because I listened to it again, like part of it this morning.
What did they say about it?
They say the music's really just quiet when it should be loud. In the saloon part specifically, which you were talking about.
Right. There should be more music there.
But then most of it, halfway through, it kind of just stops.
It doesn't, but what it does do is he just holds one really low note on an organ and has it really quiet. Maybe it's a full chord, but there is just like one organ note playing through so much of it.
Well, he says that he like took his time writing this, one.
Well, it doesn't show.
And then two, he wrote just part of it, and then they really focused on the music.
That's horseshit.
That's what he says. And he says he was in a studio with some guy and that they were just like, this is amazing, man.
Yeah. I don't know who this imaginary friend of his is. There is music going through a lot of it, but it's the same complaint that I have about most of Danzig's newer music, like his albums. The man can't mix for shit. I don't know what his deal is, but I don't think that he hears volumes at all.
Yeah.
I think everything just sounds like the same to him.
Maybe.
Because...
Maybe he has tinnitus.
I mean, he's got to have tinnitus. But I mean, I have tinnitus. Yeah. It's very common with musicians. Now, maybe he has it worse. On his new albums, a lot of people think that Danzig lost his voice because he always kind of sounds like this, like it's really breathy and weird. And that's fine. But the thing is, I don't know what I just did, but I somehow really hurt both of my ears just now.
Sorry, that sucks.
Oh, it's weird. I think I like breathed either in or out at the wrong time, like brushing against my nose, and it created like a weird pressure thing and just like sucked in my whole head.
So you reached the age where you breathe wrong and it hurts you.
Go fuck yourself. Yeah. No, I have. It's rough. So the thing is that I've seen him live numerous times in recent years, long since he supposedly lost his voice, which I think people first started saying in like the early aughts, right? When he did Danzig 666, Satan's Child. I can tell why, because of that breathiness and all of that. But I've seen him a bunch of times since then, and he always sounds great live. And you can tell that he's not singing to a backing track because he also thrashes around a lot. It sounds right when the microphone gets pulled away from him because he's being all energetic.
Right.
There was also a recording of him doing a duet with, I think it was Melissa Oftemare. That was not produced by him, and he sounds great. Like, he sounds fucking great.
Yeah.
It is very clear to me, he's been producing all of his own stuff since the mid-90s, and he won't let anybody produce it for him because he's a fucking control freak. The reason people think that he lost his voice is because he can't pick out a proper microphone, because that's actually really important, which microphone you pick out, and he doesn't know where to fucking put it. And so you just get all this breath and not his actual voice. And it's really annoying. And then the music is mixed like garbage. He doesn't know how to EQ fucking anything.
Yeah.
It is bonkers. Even back in the Misfits days, it's easy to ignore the ridiculous production in the Misfits because they were, a 70s and 80s punk band.
Yeah.
But if you go back and listen to it with a critical ear, why is the snare drum so fucking loud? Where is the guitar in this fucking song? He's never been able to mix for shit. And I think that's what happened here. I think he actually did make music for it, but it's so fucking quiet. And it's particularly weird when we're like watching the girls dancing on stage. And if you really strain to hear it, you can kind of hear a piano in the background.
Yeah, but the music doesn't go to how they're dancing at all.
No, not at all. And again, you have to strain to fucking hear it.
Yeah.
It is bonkers.
And there's no like background noise, which is weird. I mean, there is, but it's not a crowded bar. They're up close on people talking at a table, and we don't hear.
There is a girl who laughs her ass off directly in front of the camera, and we do not hear a single peep of it.
Yeah, it's weird.
And then it's particularly weird when, like, people start dying, and whatever fucking sound effect they got sounds like a really crowded bar full of people screaming.
Yeah, and there's nobody. They're not running around or anything.
Nobody's running.
People just sitting at the table.
Yeah, and there's, 20 of them?
Yeah.
Tops? It's bonkers. So anyway... Death Rider is rolling through the desert with this topless chick with really shiny pants for some reason. There's an original Danzig song in here that we haven't heard before. The song is decent. It's not Danzig's best. It's no 13, I'll give you that. But it's fine. It works. But for some reason, we just watch shots of them rolling through the desert through the whole fucking song.
Well, also, it's supposed to be Death Rider's theme song, like the guy.
Yeah.
We don't hear it again.
No. But
if it's a theme song, you think it would, come up again.
Right. You would think the motif would repeat, and maybe it does, but maybe it was just so quiet that we didn't hear it. So out of nowhere, we get Danny Trejo, and he wants the woman. Why? Who knows? So they have a little back and forth for 30 seconds.
Maybe to get into the bar, because it seems like that's the cover charge.
Yes. The cover charge to get into Sanctuary is one virgin. So the way Danny Trejo talks, it sounds as though, the way Bella Latigo talks, it sounds as though like he works for the bar and is trying to turn away Death Rider, but maybe he does just want the woman.
Yeah, but the whole movie is that nobody knows who he is.
Sure, but they also like want him gone for some reason.
Because they
don't know who he is.
Yeah.
Supposedly. Although that's not true. Death Rider's not having any of this. He runs in fast forward and punches Danny Trejo clean out. And it's a really bad effect.
Yeah.
It's one of the worst fast moving effects I've ever seen. He ties Bella Latigo up, leaves him to die in the rising sun. So that's Danny Trejo. We hardly knew ye. So he arrives at Sanctuary, and we find that the girl is cover charged to get into the club.
Yeah.
And apparently she's a virgin, I guess. Why he has a virgin in hot pants and no top, I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably just because Danzig likes his big titties.
Yeah.
We then get a scene where Camilla and Mina Bell are talking, and they're just kind of annoying each other. Mina Bell is like, ooh, this mysterious guy Ryder just showed up, and he's so hot. And Camilla's like, he's mine, because he is so hot, but I don't know how she saw him, because she was just chilling in the room.
No, because she was just like, what does he look like? And then she started being like, well, he's wearing all black. And she's like, no, what the fuck is he hot? And she's like, oh, why didn't you say so? And she's like, yeah, he's hot. And then she's like, okay, well, he's mine.
It's just this weird power struggle over Death Rider's cock.
Yeah.
Which gets weirdly erotic between the two of them at a few points. But even then, I don't know if that was intentional. Anyway, so Death Rider goes, I guess, down to the basement to talk to Count Holiday, who tells him that he has to undergo a trial of some sort to earn his way into Sanctuary.
Yeah.
Now, this is never brought up again.
Yeah, I was just when you said that, I was like, he doesn't ever go through a trial.
Yeah, no, it's talked about, but never brought up again. I should also note that there is way too much neon lighting in the basement of Sanctuary for a movie that takes place presumably roughly around the Civil War time.
Some time ago.
So, right. Thank you for specifying.
It's a period piece that takes place some time ago.
Some time ago. So yeah, Ryder goes back up to his room and shows us all his vampire killing tools for some reason.
Yeah, he's got to touch them.
Yeah, he does the whole thing where he unrolls this like leather binding of tools, touches them, rolls them back up, and puts them on a shelf.
Yeah.
Why?
It's so we know that he's the vampire that kills vampires.
Traitor.
They don't ever say anything, but this is just supposed to establish that.
Yep. So then he and Camilla do some flirting, which goes like kind of nowhere. And then she goes to talk to the Count, who wants her to spy on Death Rider because he doesn't know why Death Rider is there. So some girls get brought in. Were they willingly coming in, or were they? I don't remember if they were being like shoved in.
I don't think so, but I mean,
I think they're. I
would assume most women in brothels were not there willingly.
Right. They are clearly prostitutes. They're there to serve the clientele. And as soon as they come in, they get eaten by all of the patrons who are vampires.
Well, they pair off. They do go like into other rooms.
Yes.
They're not just in the main area. And it's very bizarre because they get bitten and a bunch of blood's just spraying out of their neck while the vampires are like kissing them on the other side that's not spraying blood.
Yeah, or just laughing.
This movie is full of vampires biting people and then not drinking the blood.
So wasteful.
It's just weird.
It is. This is the middle of nowhere in the Old West, right?
Yeah.
I'm guessing you can't just like go outside and find some hookers, right? Yeah. To bring in. What would be the best term to use for this movie? Hookers, prostitutes, harlots?
I would assume they were called hookers.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go with hookers.
Well, I know the original term hooker was upclass prostitutes from Hooktown. But I don't know what that is.
I didn't actually know this.
Yeah.
I don't know the origin of the term hooker.
Yeah, there was a place called Hooktown, and that's, which unrelated to prostitution, it's just called Hooktown. And that's where like really high class prostitutes came from, and that's where the term hooker comes from. Which I feel like in the 80s was more of like lower class. You get hookers and coke. That's like, it's like something trashy you go do.
Unless they're expensive hookers and good coke.
Yeah.
Then it's high class.
That's true. I guess it's just a general term now.
Yeah.
We can say sex workers, but this is, it's a shitty movie and it takes like.
Right. I'm trying to find the balance between like being accurate to the film and not being...
Well, they don't call them anything.
Right. And that's why I'm trying to find the balance between being accurate to the film in terms of like period piece and all of that, but without disrespecting sex workers, because I don't see any reason to disrespect sex workers. Work is work, man.
Oh, I forgot to bring something up, and I don't know if you noticed. The door, like, to the brothel bar thing. Sanctuary has horns, like, clearly styrofoam horns around for the entrance of the door.
Did it?
Is it supposed to be this Danzig horns?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't see it.
They might just be ram horns, but... No, they're just ram horns.
Anyway, this scene takes for goddamn ever.
Every scene takes for goddamn ever.
Every scene goes on too long, and every scene seems to have this ridiculous camera work that's like zooming in and zooming out and then zooming back in.
It zooms in, and then it will do like a stuttery, like other closer zoom in. So there's always these moments where we're just like so close to somebody's face, which is funny because Danzig is in this movie, and he said that the hardest thing about directing when you're in front of camera is making sure people get the shots the way you want them.
So he really likes looking at the inside of people's noses?
Apparently.
All right.
I think he thinks it's dramatic.
Oh, it's dramatic. Really bad. Yeah, basically all these vampires bite once, pop their victims open, and just let all their blood hit the ground.
It's weird.
It is weird.
Like, especially, like, in this scene, because, like I said, the vampires start kissing the other side of their neck.
Yeah.
Not biting it.
Are they supposed to be biting it?
Maybe, but they're not. And then you just show blood pouring out. And then again, they'll close up on the necks and the blood pouring out, which just makes it like blatantly obvious of like the prosthetic that they're pumping blood through.
Yeah.
And it's like when you had it at a distance, it's fine. But then the closer you get, it's just like, all right, dude.
Yeah, it just seems like a real fucking waste of the only food that you've got access to.
Yeah.
And then so Death Rider goes down to the bar and orders a drink. This one guy tries to start shit with him.
Yeah, his name's Dookie.
Some guy named Dookie tries to start some shit with him, but then he ends up getting dragged away by Eli Roth, who is 100% the highlight of this movie.
He knows what movie he's in, because this is a guy that, you know, has made shitty movies himself.
Yeah,
and loves shitty movies.
He's also made good movies, but he has made a lot of shitty movies, and he is not afraid to ham it up.
Yeah.
Boy, does he ham it up, and it is delightful.
Yeah.
It's also funny because everyone else's acting is so bad that it actually kind of makes his hamming everything up look good.
Like, I think David Saw was doing his best with what he has. Like, he's not bad.
Sure.
Like, he's doing what he can. It's just like, what do you do with a role that you like barely say lines and like there's no plot or motivation?
Yeah.
I'm also like
doing his best.
Why the people that are well known? Why are they in this movie? Are they really good friends with Danzig, or do they owe Danzig a favor for some bizarre reason?
I think just money. Because the camera that he used to make this pile of shit, really expensive.
How do you know?
Because I've seen behind the scenes photos and I've shown them to Katie and she's been like, yeah, this is that. And also.
But what if he just had access to that because he knows Eli Roth? Doesn't mean he spent money on it.
No, he had really expensive camera on fucking Verotika.
But again, if he's like friends with Eli Roth or something.
I don't know if he is. I think he might have just paid you. I don't know.
I'm just saying he may not own the cameras. That doesn't mean anything. It's not hard to get like nice cameras nowadays.
I mean, they're pretty pricey. And Danzig doesn't strike me as the type of guy to have friends.
Sure.
You know, I guess that's not true. I know him and Jerry Only actually do seem like friends when you see the Misfits live. And I actually think they were friends the whole time. I think people really blow out how personally bitter the Misfits lawsuits were, because lawsuits are usually just business. They're not really all that personal most of the time.
Yeah, that's that kind of stuff turns personal.
It can, but like... I used to hear rumors about Danzig and Only being at like the same Comic-Con. People would see him bullshitting together and all that, even while the lawsuits were going on. And I know that when they decided to go ahead and do the Misfits reunion, they were both at the courthouse and they just went out to lunch or something. And that was when Danzig was like, hey, let's just get the band back together, you know, which great. Glad that happened. I got to see him twice. It was amazing both times.
Cool.
Interestingly, I guess the reason they decided to drop the whole thing and just do it was because David Bowie, Prince, and Tom Petty all died in such rapid succession. And Danzig was like listening to people bemoan how they never got to see those guys.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, guess if the Misfits never do a reunion, we're going to leave a fuckload of fans that never got to see us. So fuck it. We'll do a few shows.
Sure.
Which is great.
Yep.
Because I got to see it and I was pretty goddamn thrilled about it. Especially that first one. So good I stopped moshing afterwards. But yeah, so Eli Roth shows up, hams up a bunch of shit. They take Dookie down into the neon cellar and pour molten silver down his mouth while making Death Rider watch.
Because he betrayed them in some way.
Yeah.
Just arbitrarily, like,
we don't know how.
Yeah.
And there's also hints that Death Rider has done something to betray them at some point because he and the kid are at the bar at some point. Or
Not a kid.
No, Kid Drac.
Oh.
Him and Kid Drac are at the bar at some point, and Kid is like, hey, remember that time? And he's like, whoa, we don't need to discuss that here.
No,
and
that's not what Devin saw. That's what Danzig.
Was that with Danzig?
It was with Danzig, 100%.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Hot trash, this movie.
Yeah, no. Devin Sawa's character, Ryder, is just getting a drink, and then Dookie just comes up to him and is like, who the fuck are you? Why are you here? And then he gets pulled off.
So they pour molten silver down his mouth, and then they have this ridiculously long, drawn-out effect of him slowly burning up, and it goes on forever.
It almost got cool because they had, like, the swelling eyes like they do in Total Recall, and then they just, like, sink into his head.
Yeah, I thought...
And then he, like, kind of...
I thought one was going to pop out and fall down.
Yeah, it almost got cool, and then it just, like, fizzled out, and you're like, oh.
This movie is like one fucking giant ruined orgasm, man. Like, the concept of it could have been cool, but it isn't. They have these random scenes scattered throughout that could be cool, but then they aren't. He should have just called this movie Blue Balls. So after this stupidly long scene of Dookie dying... Ryder goes up and bangs Camilla.
But again, they take a bite out of a chick.
And just let her bleed out on the floor.
Yeah.
And while they're having sex. It was kind of weird the way they did this. It seemed for a moment like maybe he wasn't really a vampire because he was refusing to...
I think he just doesn't want to kill humans.
I guess, but they don't ever like establish this in any way. No,
there's nothing established. There's no plot in this movie. There's nothing established. It's all just like assumptions.
Yeah.
Because she's like, hey, I got this chick for you. And he's like, no. And she's like, what, you don't like her? And then he's like, no, you bite her, but take enough for both of us. And then she bites her barely and then, like, spits blood in his mouth.
Yeah.
And then they bang.
And that's it. And then Danzig shows up.
Yeah.
What was his name? Bad Bathory?
Yeah.
So Bad Bathory comes in and he's bullshitting with Kid Drac. And
this is when he says, start saying the thing. And then he's like, no, don't talk about that here.
Yeah, okay, I guess. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, so little matters in this movie that a lot of it, even having just watched it,
They're
feels
all, like,
jumbled up.
scumbags, right? That's the whole point.
Well, again, I'm guessing that he did something that betrays somebody involved in Sanctuary. But we don't know what that is because they never bring it up again, much like this trial that Death Rider never goes through.
Yeah. I actually feel like Danzig should have been Danny Trejo's character in the beginning and just been like a cameo. Mm-hmm. And Danny Trejo should have been Danzig's character.
You know, I would say something about budget, but like he had Eli Roth through a whole bunch of the movie.
Again, but we don't know how much he paid these people. That doesn't mean anything.
I know. It's so dumb. One thing that I noticed is that Danzig, I think, has a catchphrase in this movie. Hell yeah. Because he keeps saying...
I think that's just Danzig.
Sure. That might also be the case. But he keeps saying it, and he always says it like a beat too late.
I think that's just Danzig.
Every scene with him... Oh, no, I'm not saying that part's on purpose. Sorry. I'm not saying that part's on purpose. All of his shots go on too long, and there's always this thing where he delivers his lines a beat too late.
Yeah.
And it makes every moment with him on screen very, very awkward, particularly when somebody says something and everybody kind of laughs and then the laughter dies down and he goes, hell yeah. And you're like, what?
He wanted to make sure people heard him, so he's waiting for people to stop.
I guess.
Thanks for joining us here at the Streaming Screams podcast. Please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, and YouTube at Streaming Screams Pod.
You can also find us on TikTok and Blue Sky at Screams Pod.
Every follow, like, thumb, rating, review, subscription, and share all help us out a lot with all the algorithm shit.
So if you like what we're doing, please rate us wherever you get your podcasts, like our posts, all that other good internet bullshit. And again, thank you for listening to
the Streaming Screams Podcast.
So then Ryder bangs Mina Bell for some reason. Well, sorry, I guess I shouldn't say for some reason, because he wanted to bang her. They clearly wanted to bang.
I didn't get that. He didn't seem to give a shit about her. Like, ever.
Well, I mean, he bangs her.
But that's the only time. It's weird. Because he never seems to care about her. He's more like, he seems more like, leave me alone.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, he's like,
well,
let's bang. And then even later when they're like...
She's like giving him the flirtatious look at my tits treatment.
Yeah.
And then they bang, because she obviously wants him. He's, I guess, just happy to bang anybody who wants to bang. But
if they're stuck in this bar, they get bored. You know what I mean?
Yeah. People want to have sex. So this obviously pisses Camilla off. Oh, what was that?
The goofs listed.
Oh, yeah. I was going to tell you this.
Just the film was shot and edited by Glenn Danzig.
Yeah.
That's the goof listed on IMDb. I was trying to see if there was like an info thing about like how much anybody was paid. But
damn it.
I was just totally funny that listed the goof listed.
I was totally going to say that after the recap.
Sorry.
That was like my one note that I was really excited to deliver was that really on IMDb, funny. The goof section just says written and edited by Glenn Danzig.
That's it. They're like, enough said. That's so funny.
Oh, God. So then Camilla's mad at Mina for banging Death Rider because I guess their one session of banging is equal to a whole monogamous relationship or something. But everybody's making this whole like what I think is supposed to be a love triangle into a big deal, and it's not.
Yeah.
And Death Rider doesn't seem to give a shit. So, of course, Camina does the rational thing here and has the berobed servants drag Mina out to execute her at the stake, which I was laughing because they put her on like
a St. Andrew's cross.
They put her on a St. Andrew's cross, not a stake. A stake is a specific thing.
Yeah.
But they're like,
they could have said crucified her. That still counts as crucifying.
That would have counted, but they didn't. They said
a stake.
At the stake. And so then they do this really long, drawn-out burning up thing again.
Yeah.
And every time they do the burning up thing, it's long and drawn out. It's so bad. But then for some reason, there's a fart noise.
There's a fart noise. It's so funny.
Like when at some point, she poofs into smoke, at which point the already bad special effect gets startlingly worse.
And then it's like...
And then it's like, it's like...
We like rewound it to be like, was that a fart noise?
It was so weird.
Yeah. And again, don't think it's supposed to be funny. It's just there.
Yeah, it's insane. Glenn Danzig is a musician. He's supposed to be auditorially oriented.
Yeah.
Why is the music so quiet? Why is there a fart noise when Mina Bell burns up? There's no jokes in this movie.
No.
There's no attempts to be funny, and Glenn Danzig has never really been a, funny guy. Some of the lyrics in The Misfits were clearly gags. Brain Eaters a Go-Go, obviously a joke song. But from the moment he left The Misfits and started Sam Hain, the guy has, never attempted to be funny in public.
Yeah.
It's wild. So this was probably a serious thing.
Is it supposed to be pronounced Sam Hain?
Yes. And he is aware of the proper pronunciation.
Okay.
When he says the name of the band, he says Sam Hain.
Okay.
When he sings the word Samhain in the songs, he does pronounce it Samhain.
Weird.
Yeah. And even on the first album, the first song is Feel the Warmth of This. Feel the warmth of the Samhain fire.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know why he went with a phonetic pronunciation. You know what?
People are talking about it just so they don't get confused.
Yeah, probably. He probably actually meant it to be Samhain, but there was no internet to tell everybody how to pronounce Gaelic words.
Sure.
So he probably just went ahead with Sam Hain. It is funny. There's a live album where that starts with somebody being like, "Welcome, Sam Hain," and then they start playing, Samhain and Feel the Warmth of the Samhain fire. So anyway, after this, Bad Bathory, aka Danzig, and Kid Drac go down to talk to the Count, who orders them to find out who Death Rider is and what he's doing there.
Yeah.
This is like every scene with the Count. He's just basically telling people, find out why Death Rider is here and who he is.
Yeah. Because everyone's like, we don't know who this guy is.
Yeah, and he's like, spy on him, etc., etc.
Well, just don't let him in. Why'd you let him in?
Because he had a virgin.
Okay.
he's acting like he had no idea until he was already inside, right?
Yeah.
So Camilla confronts Death Rider, who kills her with a silver stake, and I know she doesn't actually die.
Oh,
But
wait. No, we forgot. After Bella dies, she goes in and goes, here's your...
Oh, here's your whore, or
whore.
whatever.
And he's like, who?
Yeah.
And it's literally like...
She's like
we don't know how much time has passed, but in the movie, it's directly after that scene.
I think it's all one day.
Yeah, literally, he's like asleep, and she's like, here's your whore, and like putting ashes, and he's like, what are you talking about? And she keeps saying her name, and he keeps being like, who?
Yeah.
And then she's like, do you remember this? And shows the burnt skull, and he just has no idea what's going on. It's so bizarre.
This is like...
Because it's one thing for him not to care, but he's literally like, I have no idea who you're talking about.
I think this is maybe like Danzig's view of how women are,
Probably.
right?
Or how his view of women are. Like,
Well,
when he bangs women.
That's what I'm saying, is I think that like
5 minutes later.
This is... Well, no, I think what he thinks is like, women are so irrational. Death Rider's just in here like banging the hookers, and then she comes in wanting to know why he's banging other hookers because she's an irrational woman and she's probably on her period and just
too old for that.
She's a vampire. Everything's a blood cycle with vampires.
Okay.
This is seriously just some accidental insight into how Danzig views women.
Sure.
Just, she's irrational, and now she's coming in being like, look what I did to your whore. And he's like, what are you talking about? Why are you throwing ashes at me?
Yeah.
It's so weird. So then Ryder sticks her in the chest with a silver stake, and she starts to burn up slower than in other instances. For once, Danzig cuts away before she actually dies, because in a minute we're going to reveal that she doesn't die.
Yeah, which is weird.
It should be noted, he holds on to every single shot of this movie way too long. There's so many places where you can cut things mid-action and it makes sense dramatically, and he doesn't. He waits until it fizzles, lets the momentum of the movie die, and then cuts. Often with a fade for some reason.
Yeah, a fade like up in someone's nostril.
Yeah, he'll like the action will stop, everybody will be kind of milling around, and he'll like point the camera at somebody's nose or their hair, or at a wall, and sort of like zoom in and then zoom out and then zoom in, and then on that second zoom it gets blurry and then fade to black. You're like, what are you doing?
It's very important
what are you doing?
He got the shots he wanted.
Well, none of the viewers wanted these shots. Then Ryder goes downstairs where he's confronted by bad Bathory, and then he gets out of what I think is supposed to be a sticky situation by yelling that he's buying everyone a drink.
Yeah.
And then he gives drinks to a few of the vampires, doesn't propose a toast or anything, just hands drinks to a few vampires. They drink it, and then they start to do their slow burning up thing.
Yeah, it's also weird because one of the dancers on the stage starts.
Yeah, and I don't think
up.
she drank one.
I mean, we never saw any girls leave the stage.
Yeah, this scene is where the bizarre sound quality...
yeah, there's like a crowd being like, but we see everyone and they're just kind of sitting there.
But in the same scene, before everyone starts screaming, before the drinks get handed out, we see shots of the dancers dancing, and I think there's piano music in the background, but not really.
Yeah,
it's
really low.
Yeah, and a lot of the sound effects are clearly just like in camera. They didn't do any Foley or anything. Like you hear the footsteps of them on the set.
Yeah. Oh, there's a point where there's like a crew guy that coughs.
Yeah,
and it's clearly someone on the crew, like off camera.
Because you can hear everybody who's like you can see everybody who's in the bar, and none of them cough. So anyway, they all start burning up. Was it Eli Roth who was like, "What's in that whiskey"? Or was it somebody else?
No, he comes in later.
Okay. One of the characters, who I think I named, maybe it's a kid, it doesn't matter. Everybody's interchangeable because nobody matters in this movie. One of the characters is like, what was in that drink? Death Rider goes, my special blend. And honestly, that would have actually been a good line to end this on.
Sure.
It would have been a solid action line. But did he end it there? No, because everything has to go on for too long with Danzig.
Yeah.
At least in film, he's actually good at keeping songs short. But so he has like 2 more action hero lines, and then it does his zoom and fade deal.
Yeah, but then he's like, powdered silver.
Yeah, oh, yeah, and then he explains. He put powdered silver in the bottle.
Yeah.
Now, how did he slip this in and shake it up? Who knows?
Well, they showed him putting it in.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Okay, I must have not been looking at that moment.
Yeah, when he first buys the bottle, they show him.
Gotcha. Yeah, so also...
And even before anyone drank it, somebody's like, why aren't you taking a shot? And he just doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, he could have poured a shot,
Then poisoned
done
the bottle.
it, and then poured all the shots or something, and then been like, okay, let's all like take a shot together. There's so much better ways to poison a whole bar.
Yeah, also, should have called for a toast. Because then
That's
everybody...
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's something.
Everything is so weird and sloppy in this movie. Even when he asks for the bottle. He asks for the bottle and a couple of glasses, and the bartender just starts lining up glasses.
Yeah.
It's not a couple.
No, it was a bunch.
Yeah.
He literally could have been, because everyone keeps being like, who the fuck are you? We don't know you. And it's all like, we could have been like, here, let's all have a drink to like new friends, because
Yeah, let me introduce myself.
I'm going to be a regular.
Yeah, I'm Death Rider. I have bought entry into this club, and now I'm going to be one of you, so here's to all of you.
Yeah, it's something. Remember, Danzig said he took his time writing this.
All afternoon. So frustrating. I hate being a Danzig fan.
He's an idiot.
And he's bad at, like, everything except for songwriting.
Sure. A lot of idiots are good at one thing.
Well, and he's amazing at that one thing. No, he is. He's a legitimately great songwriter. Sure. He wrote songs for, like, Roy Orbison and Johnny Cash and shit, you know? Anyway. So, yeah, a bunch of people die. Not enough. And then this leads to the big...
Yeah, it's only like 3.
Yeah, I think it was more than that, but like, yeah.
Then they start shooting and stuff.
Yeah, then they start the big shootout, and the shootout is probably the most well done part of this movie.
You know what made it more well done?
Huh.
If there was like a rockin' score to it.
Oh yeah, yeah. There should have absolutely been a loud film score.
Or
there
like
was
even
not.
Bring back the Rider theme song.
The Death Rider
beginning,
theme,
something.
Again, that was a perfectly good song.
Yeah.
That would have been great here, and it would have made absolute sense. Death Rider's coming in.
Yeah.
He's dishing out death. You know, winning this fight. This is his big moment.
Yeah.
And what happens? We just watch everybody burn up slowly after they get shot by bullets. And again, there was another moment here where like one of the deaths looked like it was going to be cool.
Yeah.
Where he shot somebody directly in the forehead, and they start doing the burning effect, but the bullet like floats there. Like as the head dissolves, they didn't bother to move the asset that made up the bullet effect. So the bullet's just floating as this head like turns to dust and crumbles away.
Eli Roth does his best. He does a death scene. He does some hooting and hollering.
Eli Roth is great in this movie.
Yeah.
He hams it up so hard. He yells everything. He puts 110% into just attacking every line that he has. And I will be honest, I'm glad that I watched this movie just so I could see him behaving like a goofy cowboy.
Sure.
Great. Only redeeming part of this movie, in my opinion. Well, that and Death Rider's theme song, but again, it's not even Danzig's best Western-sounding song, which is obviously he's never going to beat 13. That song is fucking great. Or Bodies. Bodies is great. He's got some good shit.
Good Western songs, you mean?
Yeah, he clearly has some country Western influence, and he's not afraid to lean into it.
Sure.
And he does a great job with it. 13 is legitimately one of my favorite songs, and it's on an album that I think is underrated, but it's not his best album, but there's a few real gems on there. 13, Lilin. I know this means nothing to you, but...
Not to me, but maybe to somebody.
Yeah. Danzig 666, Satan's Child. I actually really love that album. I think it's highly underrated. Is it as good as the first 4? Absolutely not. But it's still great, and I listen to it all the time. And I think the song 13 is excellent. Five Finger Crawl is excellent. And Lilin is really underrated. I think that's one of the best songs he's ever done. But
check it out.
I mean, you'll hate it. It's well, because it's like one of his most doom metal songs. It's real slow and sludgy, but you should check it out. It's real fucking great. But 13, though, you might dig 13, even though it's got a real like alt country vibe to it. It's a really good song. So after
I don't hate Danzig. I'm just not overly familiar, other than like
what you've heard other people play
like
or
Mother,
and Mother.
like.
Yeah. I mean, I know you've heard a ton of Danzig just rolling around with me.
Sure,
but
I've never sat down and listened to him, not once.
Yeah. I mean, when we were roommates, why would you need to? I was playing it half the time in the car anyway. So after this, I guess Camilla isn't dead. Somebody pulls the stake from her chest. She is burning up so goddamn slowly.
I think it's Danzig.
Was it Danzig?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, still, like, why didn't she die? There was so much time that passed in here.
Yeah.
She should have been long a pile of ash.
No explanation.
No explanation. So then Death Rider goes down to the neon basement and tries to sneak up on the Count to shoot him in the back, which, real good having your main protagonist be such a coward that he's going to shoot the big bad in the back. Right?
I mean, if you're, let's say, real life, if your goal is just to kill the baddies, who fucking cares about, like, honor?
There is nothing real life about this movie.
No. But I'm just saying, you know.
Yeah.
You know. If Hitler got his back to you and you have a chance to shoot him, you're not going to be like, oh, it's dishonorable to shoot someone in the back.
No, sure. But like, why would you have your film protagonist do that? Like,
because why anything in this movie?
Yeah. Oh, God. So he does not get the drop on the Count.
No.
I believe some of the Count's dudes capture him.
Yeah, somehow.
And then
no, it's funny. The Count smacks him.
Not yet.
No, but that's how.
That's after the sister reveal.
Because he knocks him out.
That's after the sister reveal. Yeah, no, some goons grab him. And then at this point, we get Danzig's version of the comic book villain monologue where the Count is like, yeah, I really lured you here and used you to kill all of the people upstairs because sometimes you need a bloodbath to get rid of the riffraff, to refresh things. This whole movie, the only thing he's been doing has been like sitting in his...
Figure out who he is.
Sitting in his chair forlornly, looking bored until somebody shows up and is like, hey, this dude Death Rider is here. And he's like, yeah, figure out who that guy is. I want to know why he's here. And then goes and looks like he's contemplating it. But then at the end, it turns out it was all a ruse.
He could have told them just to leave him alone. And that seems like Death Rider was going to try to kill people anyway.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So then the Count reveals a bunch of coffins with chicks behind him.
I'm assuming those are his brides or something.
Yeah. But then one of them is apparently Death Rider's sister.
Well, no, but it's weird because he's like, they have these women that are supposed to be sleeping in a coffin or something, but they're clearly just standing up, not leaning against the coffins, which is very funny. But then he goes, ha! Like, and the one wakes up and is all like reaching out to him, and he looks all like, and still we have no idea who this is. You were like, is that his wife? Is that his girlfriend?
No, I thought it was his daughter.
Oh yeah, you said his daughter, and then he's like, brother, hold me, and we're just like, oh.
Yeah. So
also, nothing I would ever say to my brother.
Okay, so again, I think we're getting a glimpse into how Danzig views women, because this is something somebody would say in a porn. Brother, hold me. You know, What are you doing, step bro?
Yeah.
I'm stuck in a dryer.
Yeah.
Fucking... But also the other thing I noticed here, she is the only one in the whole movie who has vampire makeup on. She's all pale.
Yeah.
She looks undead. Does anybody else in the movie look undead? No, they've all got healthy cowboy tans.
No, there's even in the beginning where we're like, Death Rider, we're like, is he a vampire? Because it's a while before you can actually tell if he has teeth or not.
Yeah.
And it's never like, they don't ever state anything. And so
but he does the fast forward punch, so we were like, he's got to be a vampire, right?
Yeah, but, or he could, we don't know. Is there other supernatural shit? We don't know. Like, even there's a point where it's like, oh, so everybody in here vampires? Because again, not stated. Nothing is stated in this movie. Everything is implied.
I don't think anything's implied either.
No, I'm just saying you have to figure it out.
Yeah.
You're just like, I think this is what's happening.
Yeah. Man. So Death Rider kills his sister.
Yeah.
Again, it's not clear. Was he here just to hunt vampires? Did he know his sister was here? Was this a revenge trip? Was he going to kill the Count and rescue his sister? We don't know. We just know that apparently his sister's here. It's supposed to be like this gut-wrenching moment, but it sure isn't. And he kills her. And then we have like this absolutely bizarre moment. The Count punches him out, and there's so many things you could do at this moment. In any other movie, this would have been a scene transition.
Yeah.
He would have woken up, as I think the Red Letter Media guys might have said, but to me is also pretty obvious. He should have woken up on a fucking St. Andrew's cross outside, waiting for the sun to come out. He should have woken up tied to a bed, about to get... They set up the whole molten silver thing earlier.
Yeah.
Why didn't that ever come back into play? Yeah, they set up executing other vampires by leaving them in the sun. Why doesn't that ever come into play? There's all of these setups and nothing ever gets fucking paid off.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he wakes up on the floor and literally nothing has changed.
Well, no, it's funny because he literally is like, did you hit me?
Yeah.
And then he's like, effective, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's like bragging about what a punch this was. And then they go through
But
this.
it's like, to me, it's they're acknowledging how stupid that is.
Yeah.
Did you just hit me?
So then they go through this thing where like Death Rider like stabs him in the face with a stake and he doesn't like burn up immediately. And
Yeah, and it's funny because the bottom part's going through his chin, but like the top part,
he's coming through out of his cheek.
which could happen if it was going sideways through his chin, but no, it's going straight up through his chin and then like sideways through his cheek. It's really funny.
Well, so the part on his cheek is clearly CGI and the part in his chin is clearly a prop,
Yeah.
and they don't line up. And as he talks, the one sticking in his chin waggles around and the one in his cheek does not.
Yeah.
It is the dumbest thing. And then they go through this whole thing where they're like setting up the big fight, which I thought already happened. But they're setting up like the big final confrontation. There's all these lines like, this ends now. But there's like 8 of them.
Yeah, and also because he's still just standing there and the Count like raises up his arm and he's like, oh, I'm going to get you. And I'm like, what are you waiting for?
Somebody move.
What are you waiting for?
Somebody throw a punch. Somebody fire a gun. Somebody do something.
Yeah.
But they're just doing this whole like, I'm going to finish you off line over and over again.
Yeah.
It just different writings of that. It makes no sense. And then how did he?
I think he shoots him. I'm not sure. I think he finally does. No.
Oh no, he grabs a torch off the wall
Yeah.
randomly and like swings it around a little bit. Doesn't come anywhere close to hitting him.
Yeah.
But
because he ran out of bullets.
right. His little cap gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he swings this torch. It clearly does not connect, but we're meant to believe that it does. And
apparently vampires are made out of tinder.
because he just goes up right quick. Here's the other funny thing. Like, his clothes all catch fire. This goes slow enough that he could have just gotten undressed.
Sure.
Because everything takes too long.
Modesty. He didn't want to show his dick.
His undead dick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't want the...
Nosferatu treatment.
What was his name? Count Holiday. No, I can't think of a bad dick pun with that. Didn't want his dick coming out, I guess. I don't know. It is just bonkers how long everything in this takes. And so that's it. After the lengthy quote dialogue, he just swings the torch at him. Dude dies. And then he goes upstairs and grabs his virgin, I think. The virgin that he brought in. We were trying to figure out for a minute whether that was the same chick.
Yeah, because he's just like, come here.
Yeah, and also we never really got a good look at her face.
No, she's inconsequential. She doesn't matter.
She has no lines.
No.
All that she does is ride around topless, and then he, like, steals her at the end. So he takes his virgin and escapes. Camilla and Bad Bathory are, like, standing on a hill watching him get away, and they're like, we'll see you again, Death Rider. And for some reason, Bad Bathory, like, tips his hat, like, which is supposed to be a show of respect, but there at no point did they ever imply there was any kind of respect going on here.
There's also several awesome scenes of Devon Sawa Ryder fake rocking and then like little fake horse ears like poking up out of the screen. It's so bad. It's like,
bad.
What is this?
And that's it. So I think that this is the end.
Yeah.
We're not 100% sure.
Well, Danzig said if this movie does well that he does want to do a sequel.
Oh.
But I don't.
Danzig, honey. It's not happening, man.
He seems to think this movie is amazing.
Yeah, of course he does. He's Glenn Danzig.
Yeah.
He made it, and he has a pretty major role in it.
Yeah.
Of course he thinks it's amazing. Man,
and remember, he said he worked really hard on the...
Yeah, and he took a really long time writing it.
Yep.
2-3 hours, whole time. Just marathoned it all the way through like a whole 6-pack of beers, I'm sure.
Yep.
Man, oh man.
Just stop making movies.
Yeah, dude.
Just stick to what you're good at, I guess. You know?
Yeah, just do some music.
Or just, retire.
Well, okay, so Danzig is basically retiring from music.
Yeah. Well, movies ain't it.
I think that's what he's hoping to do. So
make music videos. I'm sure you could do that.
So Danzig has said that he's not going to write any new music.
Okay.
Or he's not going to write any new albums.
Right.
Danzig is still stuck in like the early aughts mindset of what's the point in making music now? Nobody's going to buy it. They're just going to like download it. And all right, I guess dude's been making records since 1979.
CD sales are on the rise. Actually, people are buying CDs more than streaming at the moment.
Yeah, which is good. And records are still a big thing.
Younger people are realizing that digital media can just disappear at any time.
Yes.
You don't actually, even though you paid full price for it, you don't own a copy of it.
Right. You own a license to listen to it, which they can revoke. Means you can listen to it unless they remove the album itself.
Yeah.
So yeah, physical media is great, but he is still in this mindset that all anybody does to listen to music now is pirate it, which, I mean, I know there's still plenty of piracy that goes on, but it's nothing like back then.
Yeah.
And there's a lot to be said against Apple Music and Spotify and things like that, but those do exist, and that's how most people listen to music now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's still stuck in that mindset. So he's like, I'm not going to make albums anymore, and I don't like touring, so I'm rapping.
He's old.
Yeah, and that's fine. I'm not criticizing him for this. Hey, look, man, for all of the things that I can criticize Danzig about, I've seen the band Danzig numerous times. It's always been great.
Yep.
I was privileged enough to see one of the Sam Hain reunion shows, and it was great. You know, and we talked about that on one of the other podcasts where I yelled out one of the songs and he played it and clearly acknowledged that I was yelling for it. It was so cool. And I've seen the Misfits reunion twice. So, like, as far as touring wise, he's done it a bunch. He's old. I can honestly say he's given us what we want. Mm-hmm. Great. And no, there's no real reason for him to keep making music, because I think the reason he's probably stuck in that mindset is that because he produces his own albums, they're really bad. The music is the songwriting is still great, but they sound like shit, and so nobody buys them. You know, nobody went out and bought Black Laden Crown because it sounded terrible. Even the Danzig Sings Elvis record, which people had been clamoring for since the mid 90s. Everybody always wanted him to do a record of Elvis tunes because he's, evil Elvis.
Yeah.
And when he finally did it, though, he produced it himself, and it sounds atrocious.
Yeah.
So I get it. Nobody's buying Danzig records. Even I have only bought a couple of them because the first 4, nobody seems to have any interest in reprinting them. So I'll probably end up getting bootlegs at some point. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But yeah, he's really winding down his music career. And unlike a lot of musicians who talk about retirement, I actually think he is going to stop.
Yeah.
He does say that he might occasionally release a new Danzig single or a new Misfits single, which, cool. Just please don't produce it yourself.
Yeah. He's busy managing the bricks in his yard.
Yes. Here I am.
If you know, you know.
Yeah. Oh, God. But yeah, what an absolute stinker of a movie. Again, I'll say, I think it was, if you can find just Eli Roth's scenes on YouTube, great. Otherwise...
Which the whole movie is for free on YouTube.
Oh, I don't think that was a legit copy.
But you can watch it.
Well, I mean, yeah,
That's how we watched it.
That is, yeah, we, okay, so we're part of the reason that Danzig is retiring. We watched this movie free on YouTube. Why it hasn't been taken down, I don't know, but it's there. And honestly, I'm going to say
there's a surprising amount. It's because if you're not a really well-known channel and you're not trying to monetize it, there's a lot of movies on YouTube you can find.
Yeah, okay.
Be there.
So I haven't said it yet. I think I know what you're going to say. How did you like Death Rider in the House of Vampires?
It's terrible. It's boring.
Awful.
It's not even so bad it's good.
Yeah.
It's not entertaining. I don't even think to watch with friends, really. It's boring.
Actually, I think it's irritating to watch with friends because the sound is so bad that if anybody talks and if somebody's making a joke, well, you miss this little bit of dialogue that I guess...
None of it matters.
I mean, none of it mattered, but there's so little of it that you're like, well, I do want to hear what was said.
I thought it was funny and fun at first because you're just like, look at this train wreck. But then it's just the same train wreck the whole way through. So
and it just keeps
it's so boring. And it's only an hour and a half movie. It's still just okay. It
is so bonkers to me that I enjoyed this less than Verotika.
Yeah.
And Verotika
is awful.
Hot trash.
Yeah. I'm if you're a huge fan of Danzig and you want to check out everything he's done, sure, watch it.
And to be fair, that is exactly why I watched it.
And otherwise, don't.
Yeah, so here's the recommended part. You know who we would recommend this movie for? Nobody. Don't watch it.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to say, even as a Danzig fan, don't bother.
Yeah.
There's nothing redeeming about it.
We don't want to accidentally encourage him to make another one.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of it. That's kind of it. When I am a fan of somebody, I am kind of a completionist. I do want all the records, even the ones that I don't like. But I can't say that you should watch this.
Yeah.
It's just bad. And yeah, as you said, not even in the fun way. It's just an unpleasant watch. Yeah. Nothing makes sense. Nothing is explained. Nothing has reason. It looks like they set up a bunch of things that never get paid off, like the molten silver, like the St. Andrew's cross.
He's supposed to have a trial.
Yeah,
to
but
prove himself.
Literally never mentioned again.
Nope.
The Count keeps asking everyone to like spy on him, but for no reason, because he apparently already knows everything about it.
Yeah.
There was no thought put into this movie, which is insane that he's like, I spent a long time writing this one.
Yeah. He took his time.
He took his time. Doing what?
And he stopped to write the soundtrack and spent his time on that. And then
turned it down like way too much so you couldn't hear it. Yeah, man.
No, because I think it's just the main song and then like the piano stuff a little bit, and that's fucking it. There isn't like a whole soundtrack.
There is an organ playing through most of it.
No, I know, but that's
it's just
it.
like super quiet.
But I'm saying that's it. There's not like songs.
Yeah, yeah.
There's one song and then some like general like organ music.
I think there's like 2 transitions where he actually did bring in some Western stuff. Oh yeah, and there's the one which is separate from the Death Rider theme where he completely rips off the good, the bad, and the ugly. But he rips off the ecstasy of gold from the good, the bad, and the ugly. Only instead of a female opera singer doing the part, it's him going. But he really does rip that off completely. Hot mess. Danzig, stop. Your comic books are bad. Your movies are bad. Your music is great. Stick to what you're good at, or don't. I don't know, man. In my opinion, he's literally the most frustrating person to be a fan of. I like there's other people that I have liked that ended up being Nazis and shit. And I'm like, well, that fucking sucks. I'm not going to buy their shit anymore. Fuck those guys. Not going to go see them live. Whatever. All of that. And that's not annoying. It just makes you hate them.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I mean, that's not fine. Obviously, don't turn out to be a fucking Nazi. But, I can deal with just being like, all right, well, fuck them. I'm not going to listen to their shit anymore.
Yeah.
Or I'm not going to buy their shit anymore. I'm not going to go see them live anymore. But then Danzig is just so fucking self-serious. And everything that all of his talents are just so wasted all the time.
Yeah.
And then he's just everything with it, but he's so fucking self-serious that he just goes out and buys some kitty litter. Somebody takes a picture. It's the funniest fucking thing in the world. Why? Because it's Danzig with kitty litter. Yeah. Why is that funny? It shouldn't be, but he's so self-serious that it is. Wearing his own shirt.
Yeah.
Which, again, shouldn't actually be a problem, but he's so fucking Danzig.
Yeah.
And then he goes and makes pile of shit movies like this, and then there's the whole fucking, like, T-shirt thing, and it's just everything with him is a fucking problem. And with the T-shirt thing, if you know, you know. This fucking guy. I hate being a Danzig fan. Jessica, play us out.
Oh, Danzig, where is the score? Danzig, stop it, you whore. No more movies from you.